time. The only way I'm gonna get one is if somebody give me.
Hello, everybody. I'm looking to see if everybody during the show, everybody can see if everybody.
At me phone,
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our second meeting for the academic year. It is officially 3:15 p.m. and this meeting is now called to order.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please close your eyes in reverence to God. Most heavenly and righteous Father, as I come to you today, I thank you for bringing us together as a family. Once again, I ask of you to continue to guide and protect us as we go throughout this meeting. Whatever we have planned, oh Lord, I ask of you for it to be as successful as we plan it. Whatever I fail to ask of you, do not fail to grant me. In your holy and righteous name I pray. Amen.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, all right. So I'll be doing the icebreakers for today. I hope everyone is feeling well. Give me a minute.
right, so hey FMA family. So before we start off this meeting, I want to welcome you all to our second official FMA meeting. Yay! So, guys, a warm welcome to you on behalf of the exec team. And we just hope that you will enjoy this. And I hope that this meeting will have a very good impact on you guys. So, stay tuned as we try and interact with you guys before we delve into the speaker. So, again, welcome, guys. And thank you for joining and thank you for being a part of the FMA family.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. So, as I was saying, I'm going to be doing the icebreakers for today. So I hope everyone is feeling well. So I'm going to need you guys to interact with me. All right. So the first one I'm going to start off with. I hope you all are. Is everyone hearing me clearly? Uh,
Yeah, we're hearing you.
all right, great. All right. So the first, I'm going to start off with some would you rather's, right? So would you rather be the prettiest or most handsome person of your friends or the dumbest but richest person? Any answers, anyone? All right, I see Conrad saying dumbest and richest. Anyone else? Rich over here, dumbest but richest. All right, cool. All right, would you rather win cash or give cash to someone in need? All right, what do you guys say? Would you rather win cash or give cash to someone in need? Any? All right, give cash to someone in need. Anyone else give cash? That boy saying this one is a hard one. Give cash to someone in need. Win cash because I'm in need myself. All right, cool. All right. One last would you rather? Would you rather return to your past as a 12-year-old with the opposite gender with all your memories or continue your life as a 25-year-old with all the wealth and respect you can have but no memory beyond yesterday morning? Let me just repeat that one. Would you rather return to your past as a 12-year-old with the opposite gender with all of your memories, or continue your life as a 25-year-old with all the wealth and respect you can have, but no memory beyond yesterday morning? All right. I've seen a couple of people saying being 25 and with the rich. All right. So I see one person with a 12-year with your memory. All right. All right. All right. Let me just do one brain teaser for a giveaway of a credit. All right. So the brain teaser is give me food and I will live. Give me water and I will die. What am I? Let me repeat the brain teaser. Give me food and I will live. Give me water and I will die. What am I? Anyone has an answer for that? All right, guys, we have a winner. Catherine Baron won it. So just take note of her in the group, and we'll give you a nice little credit giveaway. All right, let me give you guys another would you rather real quick. Would you rather work as a clown for life or be homeless for a year? You guys got that one? Would you rather work as a clown for life or be homeless for a year? All right, I see some people say work as a clown. Boy, to be honest, I'm telling you the truth, would I probably be homeless for a year now? What am I going to do as a clown? Really? Work as a clown for life, for the rest of my life? I know, I have tough out the 1 year homeless and come back strong. All right, I see someone asking, how is it that some persons are texting before I even hear the questions? I'm guessing it's the Wi-Fi that you're on. So I'm sorry you can't get to win some of them. All right, guys, let me just head off now, and so you guys can enjoy the meeting.
Robert,
Yeah, I'm here.
you had more icebreakers.
All right, yeah, you want me to ask some
Probably
more?
one more. Probably yeah. Just try and see if we can do one more. That would be good.
All right, no problem. So what can you hold without ever touching or using your hands? I don't know if you guys heard that one. What can you hold without ever touching or using your hands? All right, I see somebody see air. No, not that. Anybody else wants to try? All right, yeah. I see Michael Gale won it and said breath. Breath is the answer. What can you hold without ever touching or using your hands? The answer is breath. You guys want one more? Let me give you guys one more real quick. All right, so first I threw away the outside and cooked the inside. Then I ate the outside, threw away the inside. What did I eat? So let me repeat it. First I threw away the outside and cooked the inside. Then I ate the outside and threw away the inside. What did I eat? Any answers for that one? Somebody said chicken. Catherine won that one again. Yeah, all right. I see Catherine and Deidre won that one. Corn is the answer, guys. So first I throw away the outside and cook the inside, then I ate the outside and throw away the inside. What did I eat? And the answer is corn. All right, I hope you guys enjoy the meeting today and learn something new.
All right, so thank you so much, Robert, for doing the icebreaker. Those are actually some, yeah, man, kind of tease the brain. I'm not telling no lie. You're going with yourself, man. So kudos to you, Robert. Thank you so much. All right, so it's time for the speaker. But before he comes on, well, he's not here as yet. Hopefully, he'll be here soon. Let me just start off by introducing him to you, okay? So give me a minute. Are you guys seeing this screen, Alicia? Are you seeing the screen?
No, not seeing it. Oh, there it is. It's
You're
loading.
seeing it now?
Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, man.
Okay. All right, guys, so let's go. You're hearing me, right, Alicia? Just checking. Alicia, you're hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So Joel is recognized as a creative and eccentric leader who promotes the need for persons to live the best versions of themselves. With over 5 years in marketing and communication, he bridges the gap between corporate marketing and personal brand building. Kicking off his early days in marketing as an intern, he now works as a regional digital marketing specialist. Joel specializes in social media marketing with a heavy focus on strategy, analytics, campaign development, and creative direction. The Muse spent over 2 years at a television as a television presenter, putting his journalistic skills in use and adding a different face to broadcast in Jamaica. He is also an avid youth advocate, having spent much of his life in leadership roles or involved in voluntary projects and has been recognized countless times for his work. And so, guys, I want to take this opportunity to let you know that yes, Joel, he has a website at corpeccentric.me. Please go and check it out. He has some dope content there, so many videos that can impact you. And you can go to his blog page where you can find this video where he just covers some really good topic, and you can also see the services that he offers as well. So yes, guys, you can go ahead and check out his website.
Oh, I think I'm here. Yes. Um. Okay, I see where everybody can hear me and see me. I don't know where the two co-hosts them disappeared to a while ago. Um. Not sure if they're popping back up, but that was a very lovely introduction, of course. You guys are hearing me, right?
Yes,
Yeah, we're hearing
crystal
you.
clear.
No, I was saying, no, come out strong with the introduction, they do.
Yes, we have to because you produce quality, and we had to. We had to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy when I see young marketers actually doing good content and good stuff because we really lack that um as more matured people in the industry. So kudos. But I mean, it's UTECH FMA, so I mean, nothing less than that. But
Right.
thank you guys so much for having me. I'm definitely excited to share some discussion around personal branding and stuff with your team.
So, Joel will be presenting on the topic reshaping and repositioning your personal brand in this new normal. And so, we'd love to hear your take on that.
Well, I mean, one of the most important and critical things right now is for people to actually find and pivot what works for them during this period. So you find that a lot of people right now are like sharpening up certain skills as it relates to professional development, personal development. And a really important element of this is really tapping into personal brand. Sometimes you mention personal brand and people are like, oh, you have to be a celebrity or you have to be at a certain stage in life before you start investing in your personal brand and actually trying to make something of yourself. That's a major myth. A personal brand starts from the moment you know yourself and you start to discover yourself and you start to discover your liking. And then the different tenets of what comprise, what complements a full success of rolling out this personal brand is really dependent now on probably some marketing and PR strategies and communication tactics that you might devise to actually, amplify that. Everybody has a personal brand because a personal brand is really what represents you or what person's perception of you are based on what you produce, whether it be content, how you dress, how you the track record that you would have built from a early age, coming up. So please debunk that myth that you can't build a personal brand if you're not a celebrity. So let us start there.
And it's really funny that you mentioned that, because I am guilty of it, because I used to think that, oh, starting a personal brand, you have to have a lot of likes, a lot of followers on Instagram, you have to have a lot of links. And let me just put it out there, you were the one who helped me change that perspective. Let me tell you why. You
That's
were
good.
putting out content out there and you were not watching anything at all. You were like, this is me, this is what I am about, and I am putting the quality out there, and it worked for you. You will realize that people will gravitate to your work because quality is really more important. So I'm
Yeah,
really glad.
quality. I'm good to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that because that's what I strive to do and strive to encourage other people to do, because we get so caught up with the vanity metrics. You guys are marketers. You would have known, what vanity metrics are. The likes, the shares, the comments,
Comments, right?
the simple optics of what comprises of full engagement. And I had a personal struggle. Back in 2016, but in university days and stuff like that, you kind of start think about what people might say. Well, not think about what people say about me, because from me, I grew up, me not really business born about the opinion, unless you come with something solid. But in terms of the social media side, trying to figure out how to chart my way and should I do this separate from that and whatever. And because I was in the industry and in the field as well, it was kind of interesting to maneuver around what I like from what I disliked. And it wasn't really until I started looking into it and saying, Joel, social media is just an app. It's just an app and an avenue for people to know you. Why are you focused on growing following and stuff like that? Why don't you shift your focus to producing quality content? And that is really where people actually start now looking into the value of micro influencers, because I don't have 100,000 followers, but people with 100,000, 200, 300, 1 million couldn't dare do half of the stuff that I do or produce half of the quality that I do or have half of the knowledge and expertise that I have. And as such, I have created an opportunity and a window where, one, I'm sought after as it relates to expertise on digital marketing. So everybody come for the interviews. I'm sought after to present at being the first Jamaican to present at European Digital Week, the first Jamaican to write for Social Media Examiner. I don't have 1 million followers. You know
It's
what I
just the
mean?
quality of work that you put out. So
It's the
guys,
quality. It's the quality.
right, so guys, if you're out there and you're focusing too much on, boy, I don't have this amount of followers, guys, just
No.
ensure that first of all, you are doing what you love, you're doing what you're passionate about. I think it will show in your work, and
Yes.
that alone will draw people to you. Trust me. Somebody out there
Yes.
is watching you guys. Just
No,
continue.
absolutely. And
Up.
just to come back to your first point, the first point that I want to establish, how can young people effectively build their personal brand, and it really starts with looking at social media as the window of opportunity for you to do that. Social and digital media. Let me say digital media, because a part of the myth as well is a lot of people don't understand that social media platforms exist to fully function and serve them. And if you can start thinking about your own platforms, such as getting your own website, such as getting your own microsite, your own blog, that kind of vibe, you're kind of missing a very critical part of the pie. So while social media is there to help to amplify whatever it is that you're doing, it is very effective to do that. You also have to ensure that you buckle down and start investing in creating your own online assets. We have over 4 billion internet users, of which 3.8 billion are using social media, of which 5.1 billion people are active mobile users. So there's a plethora of opportunities out there for you to capture and engage people and have them become a part of your journey mapping as it relates to crafting your personal brand. You have TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, all sorts of something. And I mentioned that because you also have to not limit your thinking about your immediate space or immediate country that you're in when you're charting and building a personal brand, because so many persons are out there. My LinkedIn, for example, is about 80% international and 20% Jamaican, because for me, it's critical and important for me to connect beyond my shores. And that's when opportunities kind of start presenting itself to you. European Digital will never reach out to me because me I do things in a Jamaica all the time. You write and you produce content that can resonate with persons across borders, so that it adds more value to what you're trying to bring. So sometimes a lot of YouTubers and Jamaican, they call themselves social media influencers, come up with skit and something, and it is so local that it's already limiting them, because somebody in the States or somebody in China or somebody in another country might not be able to understand the accent. So you're already killing yourself right there. Versus those who really see the need of looking at a multi national approach in building their personal brand. So no the personal brand ever focus entirely on their immediate space. You have to take into consideration the world and the billions of people that you have access to.
Right.
Definitely. Right. I was even thinking about, like, how you said building your online assets and so on, but like, how do you do that without seeming repetitive? Because as you mentioned before, we have that local space and everybody does feel like, say, okay, fine, we're supposed to do this, we're supposed to do that, but how can you like stand out and not be repetitive?
That's a good point, because that's really what I represent and Emily. Difference, eccentricity, strange, quirky.
Yeah.
And one of the most important things for you is tapping into your original self, and that is where a lot of people have struggles. Hence why you have such a repetition of the same type of content, the same. Even when you look into dancehall music, the same kind of song you hear. Nothing is the same. Everything is the same, and that is because a lot of people have not fully understood what really is unique about them, or fully tapping into a unique element that will separate them from the pack. So for me, it was always having that self-confidence in what I wear. I'm not a fashion ninja. I'm not into fashion. I just love wearing prints, and I like colors.
Colors, right?
And your fans always
And apparently,
definitely,
apparently, that has become a part of my brand, which I can now fully capitalize on. If I go somewhere and I look normal, people are gonna start wondering if something wrong with me, because they know that they're expecting some bizarre pants or a shirt like this with half over yes, half over this. So, and it really, ladies, and for the ladies and for the students tuned in, it really is about that self-confidence that you have and finding that unique value proposition about you, and fully being confident in that and exerting that in every single thing that you do. It comes down to start building a career identity. It comes down to start using your personal brand to separate from others. And it also ties back into the respect that you get by doing that. I face countless criticism because of how I dress, but again, because I kind of a thick skin from long time, it really matter me. I concern me. People are gonna like it, and people are gonna appreciate it. But persons who might dislike it can only appreciate and respect the fact that you're bold enough to do certain things. And I think if people tap into that unique self and that unique value, and that they have within, that they feel somebody might dislike or the world might not agree with it, that's the only way you will start to actually building valuable online assets and be
Right.
different than everybody else.
Right.
When I say you must reinvent the wheel, what we're saying is try to ensure that whatever it is that you're doing is tying back into your passion and your love, and ensure that you're highlighting what makes you unique.
Yeah, man.
That's very
Definitely.
critical to starting the journey.
All right.
Definitely.
So initially, I wanted to ask this question. So when I went on your website, I saw Meet the Muse. So I'm saying, Alicia, this interesting. So why did you refer to yourself as the Muse?
So the muse is a term used to describe somebody who is an expert in a specific field, right? So I never want. First of all, if you look at the website, but which by the way took me, because contrary to popular belief, as much as I'm in marketing and as much as I worked in television, I do not like the spotlight. That might be shocking to you guys, but I do not like the spotlight. I like my job, and I'm good at my job. But when it comes down to the spotlight thing, so you realize, you will never catch me at a party or one of those people who news reporter follow about X and Y of what X, because I don't care. I don't want nobody. I don't care for the spotlight. What I care about is my career in terms of how can I be a good marketer, and when I was in television, how can I be a good presenter. And it was very pressuring because I had to have my profile open and stuff. And I'm like, why do I need to have my profile open? My producer was like, yo, you're a public interest and people are gonna be. I'm like, okay, well, it was really a struggle trying to balance between. So a lot of people wouldn't know that, unless you're really in my circle and hang out with me. But when I was putting together that website, it's so interesting because even in finding the domain name, I had to be different. I never wanted to use .com.
Oh, you use that.
I use .me. You know what I mean? And when I was pulling together and pulling the resources and pulling the thought pattern behind it as well, I wanted to I just never wanted something regular.
Right.
I wanted a dash of colors. I wanted the website to be me. And I felt like using the word "meet the muse" was actually critical for me because I think I'm somewhat multi-talented and in that space where you kind of have some expertise in there. So you're a volunteer, still like have an eye for fashion, but at the same time you're a really good marketer, but you also do some little broadcast, but you also write well, but you all so putting together everything and ensuring that the website was reflective of me. I also did the website myself, so I love to curate and direct and do things for myself. Just today, my friend called me. She's like, "Hey Joel, do you do graphics?" I can't do graphics for somebody else because there's a certain level of thought that I can do only for myself. And so it's not necessarily like a self-obsession, but it's really it really is tapping into that unique thing about me and that unique side of my mind that I can also use to fuel, putting work and effort into that personal brand. Because me alone, I don't know how my website for look.
Sure.
And I sat down, I created my website. I think I did it in like 2 weeks. Worked on it, pulled together the content,
and it's so different.
The color pattern,
Very. So is
my
it that?
my look at my website.
So is it that? Is it that you had to do research, or you had persons in your circle who could help you? Is it that, or
the most I got, because in my circle of friends as well, I purposely have friends that are so I have like a core circle of friends and they're non-marketers. One is a medical, I have like 8 best friends. So one of my best friends, he's a medical doctor. Another one, she studied marketing, but I don't know what the hell she's doing now. And then I have a lawyer and I have a financial advisor. And I think whenever because they don't care for marketing, I'll share stuff with them and they'll give me brutally honest feedback because they don't care for marketing. They're so it's like a privilege getting consumer views sometimes because of the type of friends that I have. So in terms of a team, my team is really a feedback team, which really are my circle of friends. But in terms of, because I'm very confident in what I produce and put out, it's like you already know, say this is going to be something dope. You know that
Right.
people will appreciate, and even if they don't appreciate, I think somebody from Barbados came on my website and sent me a message that for somebody who is so creative, your website was very underwhelming, and I'm like, me never answer because my website underwhelming.
Definitely
Um,
not.
and based on the feedback I was getting from even strangers from LinkedIn, people as far as Sri Lanka, Dubai, my LinkedIn connections who were telling me, yo, this is so fresh and this is so nice, and I don't know them. So probably that was a little on to bad mind. But at the same time, still, it's just having that confidence in what you create and produce and just moving
Right.
with it, you know. So it really, the term and the whole structure of the website really came back into me tapping into my unique self. I couldn't have a black and white website. I'm a colorful person,
Right.
so
Right.
it really was about that.
And as you mentioned, the comment that the person made, it dawned on me that it really doesn't matter what you do, even if it's something that's really, really good, somebody somewhere will, I don't know, they're just fine.
Typical thing, and I want to tell every single young person watching right now. You see, the moment a lot of times people don't start a project or start a movement because of the fear of what criticism you will get. And criticism can be good, guys. Criticism can actually be something good and something helpful in when you're charting and crafting a plan or a presentation or a mission. It can be good because it can pull some sort of positives from whatever negatives it is that you're getting. But no matter what you do, no matter, I don't know who you think you are, you could be Jesus Christ. People are going to criticize whatever it is that you do because people have different appreciation. People have different lens that they look at certain things through. So it's very important for you to be confident in what you're producing. You know what I mean?
Right.
It ties back to that self-confidence, and it ties back to owning up whatever it is that you're crafting and charting forward. Because no matter what you do in life, there's always going to be the positives and the negatives. Just the other day, I launched a hashtag by23 on Twitter. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. And persons were sharing feedback in terms of what they achieved by the age 23. And this was something meant to celebrate young success because, we had our youngest senator in the history of Jamaica appointed the other day. And apart, because the whole society is and how people view things and the different opinions, there was a dark side that emerged from that hashtag. People started to talk about the suicide that they were about to commit, the depressive state that they're in, etc. So no matter what you do, and I mean that's something important to take into consideration because I use that feedback to already start working on another project to tackle some degree of mental health. But no matter what you do, you always are gonna have negative and positive.
Right.
Always. So don't make that be a reason as to why you don't start something.
Also, I'm pretty sure that you've worked with other persons before, like collaborated with
Right.
persons. So, like, how is it? Like, how have you like overcome being in a situation in which you're working with older persons who are, let's say, more experienced, so to say, and you're channeling your ideas to them? How is it that you get it to a point in which it's what you'd say interesting to them and they're willing to, work with it? How do you go about doing that?
I'm happy you asked that question because this is also a failing point for a lot of younger folks who are in corporate or on an internship, to win the respect from older people. It comes down to your general approach and it comes down to your general outlook, how you conduct yourself in order to earn that respect from anybody. So let us start there. Earning the
Right.
respect to a point where somebody would appreciate to hear what you're saying to them. So it boils down to them earning that respect. And that earning that respect comes with a lot of work because you have to look at your department, you have to look at how you deliver on the duties, the KPIs, you have to look at how you are channeling some degree of maturity, emotional intelligence, and all of that before somebody can actually sit down and listen to what I say. So how do you master that? You have to ensure that you are respected.
Yes.
And with that respect, what the respect does is it leverages your capabilities. So people can know whether they're 50 or 40 and you're 25, they can look beyond their years of experience and appreciate what it is that you're suggesting as a part of the mission and fully trust you enough. Again, because of your deliverables from before, trust it enough to believe what you're saying might contribute to them. And I see that in my personal life, started interning with yellow back in 2014 during my internship period. And because of the degree of experience I've garnered, but also the degree of respect, I can call my executive chairman and go out for coffee. I can talk to my director of marketing and say, I don't like this. Let us try and correct it. And I'm a junior staff member, but not every junior staff member has that privilege, because beyond working there, I have already built a personal brand that is very much respected outside of my organization. So it really ties back into ensure that your personal brand is strong enough, because it does help to amplify certain things that you might want to get through to management. So it's critical for you to consider that.
All right, so Joel, I'm reading the chat and somebody's saying, "Drape me, Joel." I'm not sure. And somebody's saying that enough plans I put out because of fear of criticism. So true.
Can't do that. You can't do that, man. You can't. Guys, let me tell you something, man. You cannot do that. You can't do it. Don't ever do it. Don't ever delay your plans. Start, because honestly, some foolishness go viral sometime.
Oh my goodness.
That's so true.
I went viral the other day, and it was for the most ridiculous. It was for the most ridiculous reason. That was something that was done in my private space, and I shared it with my auntie. And because my auntie found it funny, she posted it on her page, and then DJ Sparks find it, Tropic, Pink Wall, and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, I had put out an introductory video to be representing Jamaica at European Digital Week, and nobody. So let me tell you something, man. You have to know what your priorities are, and you have to ensure that you produce content. Start, and importantly, collaborate. Sometimes on a two bad mind. Sometimes, man. Sometimes, like within we bad mind, cause we don't want to collaborate with nobody for nobody teeth for idea. You don't even have the idea yet. You don't want to collaborate for nobody teeth for idea and this and foolishness. I not even get the plan off the ground as yet. So sometimes we have to look within as well. And figure out some personal grievances that we might be working with that might be a cataract to us performing optimally. So those are things that you have to consider as well.
Right. And I know that sometimes, for example, persons will have the idea or this let me see if I can structure it. You have this grand idea, you're creative, but it's challenging for you to, I don't know, put it together and to get it out there. What would you say to somebody who is having that challenge right now?
You have to, first of all, a lot of times the reason why they're having the challenge, them not research. So let me break that down. A lot of times they're not researching. People wake up one morning, and they want to start one business. And them come to me. Enough time they come to me and I run them. Because how you want to start business and you want to start planning, you're not even have no research. You not even know yourself.
Just go with what's popular.
And you want to start business. And a lot of times, the biggest and that's the only suggestion I can give at this point. Research. Because in research, you discover yourself, you discover what is your unique value proposition. I'm going to use that word a lot because it's critical for people to know. You also research to find what exactly it is that you want to offer, who you want to offer it to, what's the likability that target audience is going to appreciate it, and all of these things are done before you even launch something. So a lot of times they're frustrated, and a lot of times you're not getting the projects off because whatever it is that you're putting out lacks research. So you can't do nothing if you're not research.
Right.
So if that are the first thing you have to do, because that's the only premise you're not going to use to fully see the benefits and the sense of whatever it is that you want to put out. So you have to research, and a lot of people don't research. Enough people don't research before they put out things, and it's unfortunate because you have grand ideas and grand plans and chicken butt research. So
Right.
in a sense, you better
That makes
pursue
sense.
something if you don't have those things covered.
Because if it is that, for
By the way,
example,
no insult to chicken butt. Chicken butt nice. It just comes to my head. Just saying.
right, and I agree with you, to be honest, and I think that will help to eliminate a lot of things, because if it is that you have an idea, what is your target audience? Who is it that you're targeting to begin with? So, yeah, that was a good point.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And
man.
even though, like, it's totally obvious that right now in October is totally different from October 2019, and
Mm-hmm.
and the mindset is it literally just have to change. But like with COVID being here now and we're spending more time online, it's important for us to like, that's navigate our time towards certain things. So for some of us, we're more on social media. For some of us, it's online classes, playing games, what have you. But like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, with COVID and we're more inside, so to say, how do you keep motivated? How do you keep generating ideas? Is it that it's
Mm-hmm.
different from before
Yeah.
COVID, or how is it like?
It's way different now because, and the funny thing is, I have some steps that I was sharing the other day with another group, and I just pulled for it because it's so important. Um, it's definitely an unprecedented time, and it's going to be like this moving forward. It's an unfortunate time as well because persons have lost jobs. Kids can't go to school because people can't afford certain things. And I mean, go to school, online school, because the unequal distribution of internet, wealth, all them kind of stuff that come to play now. How do you keep motivated? How do you churn this out? First things first is you need good support group. Nobody
Ah,
can, no, yeah, you can't get through this alone. And you see, since quarantine, you see, since the COVID situation started back in March, the first thing I started to do was create support groups with different people. So every night I dip on Zoom with a group, I chat about this, dip on Zoom, I chat about that. Then when the Black Lives protest started, I pulled together one next group and we start chat about Black Lives. Just for keep going and started doing Netflix parties with my friend them and that kind of vibe. So support is going to be very important, and support is even more important when you kind of have um a niche of something that you want to work with. And if you can find like-minded individuals to help you with that, then it kind of helps. One of the things is creating 100% original content in order to help to build your brand
Yeah,
identity. We've seen where persons have risen out of quarantine as influencers. There's this African girl who eat the
yes,
chips and wear the
yes,
glasses,
and the glasses, right?
and she's been like she was just using COVID as a means of coping, and it brought so much joy to people, and she's now doing an amazing and tremendous job where that is concerned. And that really boiled down from the fact that she was thinking outside of the box and creating 100% original content. The next thing is you have to also try to work on becoming a trusted source. And the thing with COVID and what it has done is it has brought an opportunity for us to brush up on some online courses, and we have so many free online courses that's been
Yes,
offered by Google, HubSpot, Udemy, so many different places. And it also gives you an opportunity to kind of sharpen up on where you might have been missing. So definitely a different time. However, the time has brought some opportunities with it as well, and we have to tap into and fully unearth those opportunities.
right. So, seeing that you're a digital marketer and so forth, has this new normal caused you to readjust or alter anything to your personal brand?
Somewhat.
hmm
What it has done as well is it has sped up certain things that I wanted to do, right? Uh, so for me, I am just getting my business off the ground. I was more focused on, because generally a very kind person. I was more focused on doing free things like, okay, here's a free LinkedIn training, here's a free this, here's a free that. I'm more focused on creating help content for people who might want to go on the website and check it out. So that's really been my focus. I wanted to focus on that for the next for about a year before fully tapping into this big business driving whatever. I also wanted to develop my competence a little bit more. But what COVID has done is it has brought clients to me who want to build their personal brand because of what's happening right now. They're home. Now is an opportune time for them to shine. So, you know, clients have been coming to me for consultation where that is concerned. It has also, I always had in my mind a plan to do a professional photo shoot session, and I never really planned to do it very soon. And I got one done, you know, I never planned for it, but because of the new normal, people kind of want up them LinkedIn game and, you know, fresh up them LinkedIn and stuff like that. And I have class 2 lined up already. You know what I mean? So that's also that's also a business opportunity that emerged out of the situation. And I tell people this, sometimes when you start things, it's not all about the profit immediately, but once your heart is in a good place, things like that will always come. Coming about, like, honestly, guys, me never look for make no money right now. You know, we just want to create content to help people. But the opportunity came up. You know, just the other day I asked a question on Instagram as well, because people have been reaching out to me, and because of my time, I can't be consulting with people all the time. And I thought about it. I'm like, yo, why you not do one personal branding session and charge $10 because people kind of not the money right now, as in 10 US. Because people not the money right now, one thing. I did a poll and about 70 something people answered, and I'm like, a lot of people right now want some knowledge and want some understanding, you know. So that's something that I might do as well. Right now, I'm trying to focus on getting some passion projects out the window. But I've seen a business model literally emerge out of all of this that I wasn't planning for or anticipating. So that's really interesting. And it's interesting that you asked that, because this is the first time actually speaking about it, upon realizing that this new normal has brought a difference in terms of you know, thinking. Yeah, it's very interesting.
All right, so I am in the YouTube chat now. Somebody is asking, how does he stay motivated even when things look rough?
Let me tell you something. It is, a lot of people right now are mentally unwell.
Yeah.
Depression, anxiety, different disorders that are emerging, personality dilemma. A lot of people are really feeling it. And honestly, there's no cookie cutter answer as to how somebody can stay motivated, because I'm in a different position than somebody else who might be feeling the hit. I still have a job, thankfully. So my response to staying motivated is going to be different than somebody who might not have a job at the moment. You know what I mean? And the only way I believe somebody can find that motivation is really to look within themselves to find what they like, not what them dislike. What do you like about yourself? What do you like about the now? What do you like about the opportunities that are presenting themselves? And how you can use that same zeal to filter that into your personal being. That's the only answer I have. You have to find what you love, what works for you, and how you can literally chart a movement around it so that it kind of feeds you and rise you out of the state that you're in right now. Because you see a celebrity had a video about new normal, and yeah, so that's from $120 million mansion. Your situation is different from mine, you know. So there's no answer to that other than that individual who might be feeling pressured and feeling overwhelmed, finding what they like about the situation at hand and the new possibilities that are emerging, and see how they can filter some of that in themselves.
All right. So Tava is saying, great presentation, Joel. What would be your suggestions on collaborating on projects with other creatives, but still staying true to your personal brand?
Yo, that's a very good question from Tavoy. By the way, Tavoy, big up yourself. Always proud of you. It's important. Let me tell you something. You see, collaboration sometimes you have to be very strategic with how you collaborate with people. I've done 2 projects. Well, yeah, 2 projects over the quarantine period, and I have a 3rd one coming up. And all the projects went smooth because of how selective I was with who I collaborated with. Collaboration takes excellent synergies of spirit among people. And it also takes a lot of clarity. So you have to be clear. You're not going to collaborate with somebody if you can't benefit. You know what I mean? So if you want to collaborate with somebody on a project, think within yourself. What can you offer the person? And if you can think of something that you can offer somebody before you're suggesting a collaboration, they'd more appreciate you coming on board. When I did the Black Kings Rising project, this was around the Black Lives Matter riot, that when it was at its zenith. And we had me say, yo, let me collaborate with some creatives and try to send a message or something. Everybody had something to benefit from because everybody are creatives, right? But sometimes you're gonna need to collaborate even if you can't benefit from it. Because sometimes it's really for the greater good if you have a skill set that you can help to build out something for a greater good as well. And in staying true to yourself amidst collaborating, it's going to be important for you to, be very confident and own your space and own your recommendations, and also listening to what others have to say so that at the end of the day, everything can come together and it can have an amazing project.
Awesome. Somebody has a question. How can someone put their self out there to represent other brands without being in their face 24/7?
How can somebody put their self out there to represent other brands without being in their face 24/7? And I see the second part. Do you have any tips on how to raise a food blog on another level? This is coming from April. So you can't when you're representing a brand, some people will think that you're out there 24/7 in their face, and some people not gonna really care for it, and some people are gonna appreciate it. So that right there, so don't even start thinking about how overly present you will be. So that answers that question. In terms of tips on how to raise a food blog on another level, again, is important. We're not really want to find other bloggers that you might admire, see what their strategy looks like, see whatever it is that they're doing, and how you can adapt that to your strategy without necessarily copying. But because consumers of a certain niche respond to something sometimes the same. So for example, if you have a food blog, chances are all the people who are tuning in or consume the content are foodies. And obviously the person is getting engagement for a reason. So if you can look at some other bloggers that you might admire and look at their strategy, see if they have a website, see what their funnel looks like. If they do a post, they might redirect people to their website to check it out. The recipe them on their website because they want the traffic instead of posting it on them social media. So that kind of thing, look at the tactics that they're using, and then you'll be able to get it to another level.
Definitely. And what you'd say about like time management, because especially now your schedule is like crazy. So like, are you the type of person to plan like writing it down and saying, no, you're not?
I am a hot mess when it comes down to planning. I cannot plan. I can't do them stuff there. That's not how I operate. I have friends who have planned out their entire one of my good friends, her 2021 budget is already planned. In a spreadsheet, she's going to spend $200 she's going to spend $200 US January 19th. She has that all planned out. For me, time management is a skill, and what works for you, what works for you might not work for somebody else. So me can't do the planning thing. I don't know how my brain does it, but sometimes I remember important things, and I think it's priority. I have a brain that prioritizes, because sometimes I remember none. If it's important, next. Obviously, in the frontal lobe for a reason. But I'm not the planner. I'm not the planner at all. Not in every aspect of my life, even social aspect. I'm very spontaneous. I literally call my friend, "Oh, you want to drive the Montego Bay today?" Yeah. And it's the same thing that's reflective of my professional life. I can't do the planning because things are so dynamic and spontaneous. It's so boring to have things tabled and penciled down, and you're under so much pressure because you feel like you need to deliver at X% and Y% and by Y period. This is not I'm not a business personally. You know what I mean? But for some people, it works wonders for them. And good luck. Good luck to you having a spreadsheet and having a massive planner. Plus having a planner in 2020 really not make sense because
Yeah,
the
you
year,
know?
the year,
Yeah,
you know, it's
yeah.
like, oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
would you say that, all right, for example, in a situation like now when you had to present, is it that does the experience as well allow you to be able to know how to answer questions without even saying, all right, if them ask me this and this never say the experience it helps as well.
Yes. Yes.
Keeping it real.
Yes, and I want to encourage everybody to master that because
Yeah.
if you're going to, and it also comes down to being selective in different engagements that you choose to take on as well. You know, it's very important with that as well. Just last night, I was speaking with a colleague. He's based in New York. He has a show called Convos and Collab. And he wanted to talk about the eccentric brand and stuff like that. So how do I manage to stay different? I hate doing presentations, having something marked up because it doesn't really help me. If I agree to speak somewhere, and this is a personal skill that I have developed and crafted over the years, I must know what me I talk about if you invite me. Why me need to have a PowerPoint up to talk about my experiences? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that is my presentation tactic and style. It 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 it's a lived experience, and I feel that once you're authentic and once you can connect, people will find you more enjoyable. People will find you more your content more easily digestible because you are being authentic about it, other than pulling stats from all over the world to support a specific point that you're trying to drive. So that's my presentation skill and style, and that's how I mean, yeah, me live the experience. If you ask me about it, I must know how to answer. I
Yeah.
don't need to pull on somebody else's experience or somebody else's statistics. And I want everybody to own up their own experience. When you go somewhere, don't stop call. I mean, yeah, you have people we admire, but also appreciate what you have done in your little young years.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate what you have done. Walk into that, amplify it. Stop call other people name when you do your presentations. Them, cause you give them credit. They might call your name now. So try to own up your craft and try to respect it and try to push it. Me not say you can't appreciate other people,
Right.
but about to call upon 20 people when you have your presentation. That kind of bait up your presentation. So kind of be a little bit more grounded in what you're representing. So the next time any of you guys have a presentation to make, please ensure that you prioritize your experience in that presentation so
Yeah,
that people can appreciate it more.
right, because I think that's a big problem for most of us as young people. Like when we hear experience, it's like we just freeze up, like, wait, what have
Yeah,
I done?
exactly.
What have I done? Because we're, living by the book, so to say. So we just think that,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it's a particular amount of experience that is fit for whatever. So that's definitely insightful.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And as you talk about experience, I think young, and I've talked to persons, I'm not saying that the income isn't important. I know it is important, but I'm always telling persons that it's okay to go out there and volunteer and get experience. Trust me,
Oh gosh. Yeah, man.
when
Mm-hmm.
somebody sees you putting in your all and producing that quality, they're going to say, wow,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
isn't even getting paid or anything, and look
Right.
at what she's doing. So as it pertains to experience, I would love if you could just give them some tips on the mindset of just thinking that it's all about the money.
Yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head right there. And is a brutally honest truth that a lot of people don't like to hear. But if you don't want to hear it, you can probably tune on now or log out, because we also are at fault as young people because of the value that we have attached what experience is to.
Right.
Volunteerism is perhaps the most critical piece of information you can have on your resume, because guess what, with volunteerism you can do it so much, you can do it anywhere, because the most important thing that you're trying to garner is experience in something along that line. Young people will have to learn to let them experience speak for themselves. And when I say experience, I mean One, being responsible and stepping outside of the norms of what is prescribed as education. Yeah, you're doing a degree, but if you do a degree, why you can't do some certifications? Why you can't do some free LinkedIn training and course and then make thing there? Why you can't, find something to beef up whatever it is that you're trying to get done? Finding opportunities to collab, finding opportunities to work with your role models. You might have persons we admire in a specific industry, but finding the opportunity and the time to work with them so that it can also help to catapult whatever it is that you're pushing. At this point money, I remember when I just started interning, but again, I interned somewhere that valued, and I'm not saying that persons who don't pay don't value you, but they were in a good place, a good financial place to compensate me for my internship. But for me, it wasn't even about that. It was about interning at this major marketing and advertising company and trying to get as much experience as I could.
Right.
Me they feel like some a hot boy, so me never really wanted no promotions. And the manager looked at me and said, "You need to go to the promotions," because it was important for me to learn that. So sometimes we even don't want to do certain things because we feel like we're above it when you really need to learn. Because if I never did those promotions, I wouldn't have known how to add an effective promotions plan in a marketing strategy if I'm doing that now. And that is what I learned when I was 20.
Definitely.
Exactly. I learned that when I was 20, between 20 and 21. That's when I learned that. And at 26 now, it's still valid and it's still important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I learned that from way before. So when it comes down to experience, it's not always about years. It's about different avenues and areas that you try to align yourself with so that you can be properly equipped and respected. So when you start talk salary now, it falls off the tongue a little bit easier. For me, like right now at 26, based on what I have accomplished and amassed in that time frame, and based on even things that I've heard, and this is not to toot my horn, but I'm far ahead of some people. We are 40, we are 50. So sometimes experiences in numbers that you've amassed is not that important in terms of experience in practicality that you have garnered on a project, on a task, on a duty, on a responsibility.
All right, so somebody in the whoa, it's the same girl. Okay. Becoming a new YouTuber on the block in such a time like this to earn money. Do you think it's a good idea?
Yeah, man, it is a good idea. It is a good idea because you want to also learn how to monetize. But April, is going to be important for you to find a strategy that's going to lead to that monetization. So again, I hope it's not a case where you just wake up one morning and say you want to turn a YouTuber. What value are you going to bring to the viewers? What are other YouTubers doing? Every YouTuber show them apartment and in them bedroom. Me can't turn YouTuber, nobody not in my bedroom or my toilet. So it's going to be important for you to differentiate. You have some YouTubers who are doing amazing, the cooking aspect of it, and steadily building their base. And you see, when you do things that are very valuable and very let me stick at valuable. It might take a little while for it to build up because people generally love cas. So people generally love cas and people generally love fasting and people business. So YouTubers who do the cas and they show off them personal business and skin and all them kind of stuff. Not saying nothing is wrong with that, but you find it that might catapult a little faster than if you come and say, oh, I want to start a review for something. One of my colleagues, she started some math tutorial, and because of how niche and unique it is, it's doing well. You know what I mean? So I should not show our bedroom. You know what I mean? So you have to find what works for you. You have to be different than what other people are doing. You know what I mean? Them tell me every day, Joel, go and start a YouTube channel. When I go talk about on a YouTube channel, I go talk about marketing. Marketing on a YouTube channel right now might be a little bit difficult to build. So we'll just stick to my LinkedIn and my website. Yeah. So again, and every way you need for the every way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
If
think
we
it's
reach,
probably best to choose a platform that best suits whatever it
So
is
choose
that
a
choose
platform,
right.
choose a platform. But you see, and I know why April asked that, because YouTube has a really good monetizing program right now. Which, and I mean, me no just want to join YouTube and can't make no money. But
Yeah.
April, what exactly, what, I hope it's something unique that you're coming with. You do some research, find out what other YouTubers are doing, look at the local scene. Don't diminish your values because you want to know, go on YouTube just for the monetizing process. Walk it through properly, and you'll be off to a good start.
I think she's saying that she's thinking of food content.
What lovely. There you go.
Yeah. Girl, do
There
it.
you
All
go.
right. So another question. Whoa. Even though
Which
you
I
are
hope is the last one.
Yeah.
all right, so even though you are more experienced in your it's there.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
though
man.
you're more
I see in this
I
one.
see okay.
Even though you're more experienced in your field, do you ever stage fright in these recent times? Home fright or camera fright during quarantine? You know, that's such an interesting question because I don't know. I don't know what kind of dosage of confidence me get, but if I'm frightened, I convince myself I'm not frightened. So it's just preparing and ensuring that you can deliver on whatever it is that the intention is for you to deliver on. So I'm not really getting a stage fright or nothing like that, because even if I'm frightened, I'm gonna play it off like an idiot, and kind of make it seem as if I'm frightened. So I know a lot of people struggle with that, adjusting to the microphone and thing. Try to again read, find how best to get over this. Meditate, calm down, respect your content, respect yourself, and it helps to really amplify and bring to light what you're trying to do.
All right, so that's a wrap, folks. So Ralisha will do the vote of thanks for us.
Give me a second.
Wow, the thing turn up, man.
You guys seeing the screen? Oh, okay. All right, guys. So, all right, are you guys seeing the screen? Okay. So, Joel, are you hearing me right? Hear me right? Okay. Joel, I'd like to say a big thank you on behalf of the FMA family. I must say that you definitely leveled with us today. You were real and you definitely tackled the questions perfectly. I really think that as a marketing club, our main aim right now is to build our personal brand because it is definitely important and it is super relevant to know and the time that we're in. So I'd like to say thank you again and that the FMA family appreciates it. And even though I can't shake your hand, this is virtual handshake, right? So this is our token of appreciation. Oh my goodness, yes. And I will be emailing you this certificate. So thanks again, Joel, and all the best.
Yeah, man, guys. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for the invitation, and continue to being the very good professionals that you guys are. This was well put together, and congratulations to you and the team and everybody else involved. Have a good one now, guys.
All right, so thank you again, Joel.
Yeah, man.
Oh, by the way, let me just tell you that I really admire your work and everything. So I was pretty excited when I was putting all of this together. So,
Ah, yeah, man. I appreciate it. Let's keep in touch.
all right, no problem.
Yeah, man.
Thank you
Cool.
again. Take
Yeah, man,
care.
guys. Take care.
Woo!
All right, guys. So that was Joel Nomdarkham. Thank you guys so much for joining in. We really appreciate it. And just thank you for being patient because, you know, we were having some technical issues, but you guys are ever staying faithful and all. So we appreciate you, FMA family. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, and same vibe.
Hey.
Bye.